Hey everybody, so today we're going to go over the trader mindset secret. Now I want to warn you before we start, this video is going to be very different from any trading video you have ever seen, I promise you that. So if you're looking for a typical strategy and things like that, this is not what this is about. Yes, we do have strategies. Yes, we do go over some killer profitable ways to make money that are very ridiculously profitable. However, this training is about the mind. It's the unknown factors that people don't talk about. There's a small percentage of people that win in trades, but what we fail to talk about is why. There is a reason for them to be successful all the time, and it starts with the psychology of how they think, how they act, and what they do. And today, I will reveal to you the exact mindset secret it is that gets the people to make so much money in the market, the most we'll never see. And it's called the trader mindset secret. So let's start first with talking about the normal, typical comfort zone. This is a place in your brain where you feel pretty good about what you do. There are different factors that go into this. This is the average trader. This is the type of person that's used to listening to the news. Trade only long-term moves. So somebody who's watching maybe Mad Money or something like that, that just feels like, hey, I could listen to somebody who's quote unquote the master. But for some reason, the majority listen to them, but we don't hear them making profits. We talk about long-term trading. These are the people who want to make money in mutual funds, dividends. Yes, those are safe, but you'll never retire from it. People claim you could make money, yes, but it's such a small percentage. But as a comfort zone, it's okay because you're not rocking the boat. This is the person that listens to others that have failed. And they tell you that the market is very dangerous. It's very volatile. So because of that, the trader's comfort zone is to understand that the market does what it wants. This is the type of person that label the market as a gamble because they're simply losing. This is also the type of person that gets too cocky when they win. They think that just because they got one good profitable trade, maybe two, maybe even three in a bullish market, bearish market, all of a sudden they think they're the professionals, and they end up losing and going back to labeling the market as a gamble and never taking accountability. They are also the type of person who gets so comfortable that they never commit to any education. Sure, they stick to different types of videos and things like that, but they don't ever get a mentor and get themselves really accountable for their actions. Now, by nature, you want to get out of the comfort zone. It is no secret that nobody really truly wants to be someone who's mediocre. It is in our nature to want to grow and get out of this. Now, when we look at the trader comfort zone, this is basically where we are. So, over time, most people who trade and lose and don't do the things they want to do, who are still stuck in the same job they've been working for years, that always talk about the dreams they'll have later on, but never actually get there, and think in 10 years something's going to be different when it won't be. Yes, the nature says we want to get out of that zone. We want to spread our wings. And most of us will. Most of you have. And you go into something called the growth zone. Sounds great. Now this zone is where you've gotten some experience and you say, that's it, I'm going to make a difference, and you take action. Many will tell you people don't take action, but we know you do, and you have, and you tried. This is where you learn different types of strategies. You go on different ads, check out different things, look for different books, figure it out. You start taking different online courses and hope that the one you're going to find is going to work. You go and invest money to keep going. You continuously put more money in and more money in. And just to make sure not to let your ego know that you're going to lose. And you take the risks. And if you're really that person, because most will not go past this, they will continue to trade more transactions. Now, this is a great place because you get to learn a lot. And you are putting so much input into your mind. You create so much momentum mentally. However, the biggest drawback to this zone is that the input of action being taken never equals the result. Just think about that for a second. The amount of information you're taking in about a course, about a strategy, you are putting 100% of your efforts into it, but you don't get 100% back. And that's where most traders get to. 95% of traders will never pass the growth zone. So you continue to try. Some won't make it past here. And the reason is you start feeling intense discomfort. And this intense discomfort creates another zone that most will never talk about. It's actually a taboo in the trading world. It's something called the disturbance zone. This is where you start questioning everything you're doing. And you feeling disturbed really gets you to a point of questioning what you do. You've tried everything. You've taken all the action you have possibly tried. You've read, you've studied, you've taken action, you've talked to people, all these pieces. But as soon as that growth stops, you hit the disturbance zone. Now, as you go through this disturbance zone, things get more interesting because now you want to go back to the comfort zone, stay in the growth zone, and eventually kind of get numb to it. But there's also another zone that most will never talk about, and that's the big sonic growth zone. So what is the sonic growth? This is where your growth produces the exact amount of output that you actually input. So think about this. Everything you put into yourself, whether it's a mentor, whether it's reading something, you're going to be able to take that information, take that effort, and get 100% results that you put in. But obviously, you need to know what to do because this is exactly what our students go through to make sure that, number one, they are prepared for it, and number two, that they are ready to get massive results from putting all the effort in. So what's the secret? You ready? The secret is to set huge goals consciously. When the conscious mind sets the standards properly, the subconscious mind knows what to do to make it happen. So I want you to think for a second how many times we think about setting certain goals, big goals, maybe be able to make $1 million. Now for many, it's not real. It sounds nice, but we never actually really touched it, really thought about it, really make it a reality in our minds. And when it's real in our minds, it'll be the output of your life. but you gotta make it real. Because if you make it real consciously, your subconscious mind will follow along and will do whatever it has to do to get you to where you need to be. But without feeding that, you will always go backwards. A good example is driving a car. Think about the first time you sat down in a car. You don't know what to do. There's so many steps to driving it, just like there's so many steps to becoming a great trader. And I'm talking about the type of trader that's going to change lives, that's going to help their families, that type of trader. Well, for you to get into a car, there's steering wheel, there is signaling, rear view mirror, gas pedal, brakes, looking forward, looking backwards, all these things. But how do we learn all these things and eventually just make it automatic? It's because we set a goal consciously that all we want to do is drive. So when you set that realistic goal and you made it a must in your system to do that, your subconscious mind knows I will do whatever it takes to get you to that goal. So eventually you practice, and the input you give that goal will automatically give you the same output. And we were born doing these things. Just think about a baby. When they're born, they don't know how to walk. But they know by nature they need to walk, and eventually they do without ever getting any extra effort. They all eventually walk. We all walk because of the same concept. So setting your goals with trading works the same exact way. When you let your conscious mind truly believe that you can make trading your way to leave your job. Trust me, most people say it, but they don't believe it because they're always afraid of taking action. They're always afraid that they will take action and it will fail. And a lot of times they do take action and they fail. But it's because they were not consciously ready for the goals in mind. They did not own it. It's like if you want to buy a yacht or anything that extravagant, until you go in one, feel one, see what it's about, and get a game plan and really own it in your mind, you'll never have one. It's somebody who's willing to say, hey, I'm going to become a trader that's going to pay for all my vacations whenever I want to. Or make trading gains bigger than any amount of money you ever thought possible. Or enjoy your family just because trading will let you live on your terms. So these things sound like a dream, and for most it will be a dream and it'll never be reality because you don't truly believe it. If you go into a car and saying it would be nice to learn how to drive, you were probably not going to learn how to drive. At some point you knew it's a reality, it was just a matter of time. So no matter what program you take, now we have one of the best mentorship programs out there, and it helps us to get amazing results, and it is because we only take the people who are ready to make a change consciously and subconsciously. Now, once that's complete, your subconscious mind will give you the keys to driving the life you want. And if you hesitate to create big goals, then it is inevitable that you will end up back in the growth zone and the trader's comfort zone, because most will be too scared to ever get to the sonic growth. The disturbance zone is painful. If you continuously try and try, no matter what it is, you will always end up in the comfort zone, and you will always try eventually to get out of it, and you'll try different things, and once back again, that disturbance zone will kick you back in. You've been running this circle back and forth, back and forth. Most people will work in the same company all their life. They will do the same thing all their life. And they will try different things here and there. But at the end of the day, the reason they failed is because they only did it at their own convenience. They never set their mindset properly to get to where they need to go. Now, we help people every day to take their mindset and trading to the next level, to a level that most have never seen. Now, if you know that you are uncomfortable with the comfort zone, and if you're sick and tired of constantly learning and growing, but getting minimal results and go back and forth between growth to disturbance and back to comfort and then disturbance again and back and forth, then I strongly recommend you book a call with us and see if you qualify to take your trading to the next sonic level and never stay in the growth zone or comfort zone ever again. But I will caution you, please don't book a call if you're not serious about taking action with your life. This call will not be beneficial whatsoever. This is strictly for people who are ready to help their families, their loved ones, their friends, be able to take your life back, break through, and really do it with people who understand the mindset, the psychology, the mechanics, and give you the accountability you need to get you through all that and stay there. Looking forward to talking to you guys.